Is there a fortune hiding in your attic or in dusty boxes somewhere? On this episode of Joyriding, we're going to take a look at racing programs, yesterday and today, and their collectability. First race program I ever bought was 55 years ago at Lime Rock Park, an SCCA regional. 75 cents then, and well, I hope it's worth at least that now, but probably not much more. Today's programs tend to come in a clear plastic bag, and you get way more than just the program. For example, a die-cast car with the car number being the last two digits of the year of the race, in this case, 2000. This one had an interactive program, a DVD, about the race. It had several advertorial features, a coupon to get the starting lineup for every race, an Inside NASCAR magazine, and oh yes, the souvenir program itself. Big thick book in 2000 with a great rivalry on the cover, and it is filled with lineups, entry lists, ads, schedules of upcoming races, and importantly for model builders, photos of most of the cars competing, including the ones that usually wouldn't make it into the magazines or the TV highlight reels. There's a lot of ads and stories about the companies that buy those ads. It's pretty cool and a great look back. This whole sponsor kit in 2000 was $10. The die-cast car is probably worth that now. The interactive DVD is probably not. And the program itself should sell for $10 to $30 more if you have the race day lineups with it. Every track put out their own program. Some had NASCAR do their programs. This is Michigan International Speedway. Back in 1978, you notice it's a lot thinner. Less ads, less content. There's a score sheet, there's a track map, pictures of the drivers, entry lists, and a lot of local ads. That's okay. Probably $10 today. Daytona and Indy will probably produce the greatest value. This is a Firecracker 400 program from 1977. Now, it's traditional to put the previous year's winner on the cover of the program. Well, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes there's a sponsor conflict between his car and the racetrack, so you might go and do what Daytona did here for the 99 Pepsi 400. What was racing's greatest rivalry? Jeff Gordon versus Dale Earnhardt. The Kid versus the Intimidator. Makes a nice cover, don't you think? Here's an example of the previous year's winner. Darrell Waltrip won the Daytona 500 in 1989, and this peel-off embroidered jacket patch. The patches themselves sell for $5 or $6 on eBay. Just the program cover is worth $5 or $6, and the whole program, well, because of the cost of shipping, these days it's kind of sale-proof. $10 to $15, let's say. Now, if you don't have the prior year's winner or a great rivalry, how about the King? The King always sells well, and this was his final year, the Richard Petty Fan Appreciation Tour for the Goodies 500, and the Fan Appreciation logo in this plastic medallion that was glued to the cover but would look just fine on your toolbox or on the dashboard of your Pontiac. You were a Petty fan, you drove a Pontiac, right? Artwork. Speedway Motorsports especially loved Sam Bass, and this is one of Sam's great covers, this one for Texas Motor Speedway, and it also includes a souvenir jacket patch. $15 to $20? Maybe. Now, in addition to the programs for every race, NASCAR would put out a press guide for the media, and they would also make these available on newsstands to sell to fans. Same format as the program. A lot of ads, a lot of statistics, a lot of driver photos, not as many car photos as driver photos, stories about every racetrack, stories about every series, all very positive. Here's one welcoming Nextel to NASCAR. If you can get $10 for this, you've done really well. Let's go back a couple of decades and show that that is nothing new. Here's the official yearbook and press guide. In the days before the internet, the media would refer to the statistics in books like this and the bios on the drivers for help in writing their stories. Let's see, Kyle Petty in his 8th year in Cup competition. Richard Petty, you couldn't put all the King's stats on 3 pages, but a big double SDP ad and a goodies ad, another Richard Petty sponsor, always helps. Again, $10. And finally, NASCAR came out with a group of hardback books in conjunction with Winston. Winston's own photographers and others would contribute to this. You could subscribe to get additional years of it. And this was, a library coffee table book quality look at the entire season. $20 to $25. They did these for most of the years of Winston's participation from not 1973, these came along later, but on up into the early 2000s. So where do you find programs and books like this? eBay is a great place to look, and so are Facebook groups dealing with NASCAR fandom. But the best place? North Carolina thrift shops and we buy junk and sell antique stores. And boy, there are a lot of them. Where would I start? Just a few miles from Charlotte Motor Speedway at Gibson Mill. Now, this is an old mill complex, and it is now an antique mall that has over 100 different vendors, and a lot of them have NASCAR memorabilia. Figure program prices there will start at about $10, but haggling is always encouraged. So are you going to get rich from all of the NASCAR programs that are in your attic? Probably not. But you're going to have a lot of fun going through them and telling your kids, hey, I saw that guy race and he was really good.